Have you ever set your alarm for 6 in the morning with big plans only to hit the snooze button and wake up hours later, drowning in guilt? You've heard it 1,000 times. Successful people wake up early. You've tried it. Once, twice, maybe even 10 times, and every single time, you quit. You tell yourself, I'm just not a morning person, or I really need my sleep. But what if that first hour of your day actually sets the direction for the rest of your life? What if one simple change could prove that your entire future is shaped before the sun even rises? This is the story of a man who had absolutely nothing until 6 in the morning became his turning point. Stay with me because this might just be the wake-up call you've been waiting for. In a small, forgotten industrial town, lived a 31-year-old man named Daniel. Daniel worked as a night security guard at a desolate warehouse. Every evening at 9, he reported for duty. Every morning at 6, exhausted and invisible, he would walk home. His meager pay barely covered the rent for his cramped, one-room apartment. A thin mattress on the floor, a noisy fan that rattled in the corner, and a single, flickering light bulb were his only companions. But the real problem wasn't the room. It was the suffocating feeling of being completely stuck. Each morning, Daniel would walk past homes where life was just beginning. He saw families eating breakfast together, kids getting ready for school, men in crisp, clean shirts heading off to promising jobs. And every single time, the same thought would echo in his mind. Is this it? Is this all my life will ever be? I work all night just to watch other people move forward. Daniel tried to escape. He applied for better jobs, but with no degree, the rejections piled up. He wanted to learn new skills, but after his grueling night shifts, all he had the energy for was sleep. His mother would call every Sunday from her village, her voice filled with hope. My son, she'd ask, when will things change for you? And he would always give her the same hollow reply. Soon, Mama, I'm trying. But deep down he knew he was just repeating a lie. He didn't know how to change things. The truth was a sharp, painful sting. Daniel wasn't lazy. He worked incredibly hard. But hard work in the wrong direction changes nothing. He slept during the day and worked at night, living his life in reverse while the rest of the world moved forward without him. A single, persistent thought kept returning, haunting his waking hours. There has to be another way. One cold Wednesday morning, as he was leaving work, his phone rang. It was his sister. Her voice was trembling. Daniel! Mom collapsed. She's in the hospital. His chest tightened with a fear so intense it took his breath away. He got on the first bus to the village. When he arrived, his mother was lying in a hospital bed, weak but awake. The doctor explained it was stress, pure exhaustion, and that she needed medication they simply couldn't afford. She held his hand, her grip surprisingly strong. My son, she whispered, her eyes pleading, please don't waste your life like I did. Promise me you'll find a way out. Promise me. That night, Daniel stepped outside the small clinic. The sky was still a deep, dark blue. It was exactly 6 o'clock a.m. He could hear the first birds beginning to sing and see the faint outlines of farmers, already heading to their fields. The world was quiet, still, and full of potential, and in that moment something inside him snapped. It wasn't sadness, it was a cold, hard anger. I will not live like this anymore, he whispered to the dawn. On the bus ride back to town, Daniel noticed a man sitting across from him. He was well-dressed, calm, and completely absorbed in a book. Daniel recognized him instantly. It was Mr. Liu, one of the most respected business owners in their town. Daniel glanced at his phone. It was still just after 6 in the morning. Curiosity got the better of him. He leaned forward and asked, Sir, if you don't mind me asking, why are you traveling so early? Mr. Liu looked up and offered a warm smile. I wake up at 5:30 every day, he said. The morning is the best time for thinking and planning. Daniel was confused. But don't you need your sleep? Mr. Liu chuckled softly. I go to sleep at 10 o'clock p.m. every night. That's 7.5 hours. It's more than enough. He then studied Daniel for a moment, his gaze sharp and knowing. You work nights, don't you? Yes, sir, Daniel replied. And you sleep during the day? Daniel nodded. Mr. Liu leaned a little closer, his voice dropping to a conspiratorial whisper. You are awake when opportunity is sleeping, and you are asleep when opportunity is working. Then he said something that would echo in Daniel's mind forever. The hours between 6 o'clock a.m. and 8 o'clock a.m. Those are the golden hours. Those are the hours that build lives. Mr. Liu gave him a simple, powerful plan, just 2 hours every morning. The first hour, Learn a skill that can directly change your income. The second hour, move your body, strengthen your mind, and plan your day. No scrolling through your phone. No excuses. Wake up at 6 o'clock a.m. every single day. Go to sleep by 10 p.m. Push through the first 21 days, no matter how hard it gets. Do this for 90 days, Mr. Liu said, his eyes filled with conviction. Then come back and find me. Daniel agreed. He had nothing to lose. The first week was brutal. His body screamed for sleep. His mind begged him to just give up and go back to bed. But every morning at precisely 6 o'clock a.m., he forced himself to sit at his small table. He started learning Excel, then basic bookkeeping using free online resources. By the third week, something incredible began to happen. He started waking up a few minutes before his alarm. He felt a flicker of energy he hadn't felt in years. By the second month, he had completed 2 online certificates. He wasn't just learning. He was becoming competent. By the third month, he started applying what he had learned at his night job. He created a simple but effective system that dramatically improved the warehouse's inventory tracking. Management noticed. On day 88 of his 90-day challenge, his supervisor called him into the office. "Daniel," the supervisor said, "we've been watching you. We need someone who understands both operations and numbers. The junior accountant position is yours." It was a day shift, and it came with double the salary. 1 year later, Daniel had moved his mother into a comfortable apartment near him and was paying for all her medical care. He had rented a proper home for himself. And every single morning, without fail, he still woke up at 6 a.m., but now it wasn't out of necessity, it had become his identity. Here's the powerful lesson from Daniel's story. Your life doesn't change when motivation suddenly strikes you like lightning. It changes when your habits lock into place. Between 6 and 8 in the morning, the world is quiet. There are no distractions, there are no excuses. That is the sacred time where futures are built, 1 hour at a time. So here's your challenge. Tonight, set your alarm for 6 o'clock a.m. and do one more thing. Place it on the other side of the room so you have to get out of bed to turn it off. Choose one thing you want to build in that first hour. One skill, one project, one new direction for your life. Protect your sleep at night and fiercely protect your mornings. Because your future self, the person you are destined to become, is already awake at 6 a.m. The only question is, will you be there to meet them? Thanks for watching. If this story resonated with you, make sure to subscribe for more.